Well, hello. How is everyone? It is Christmas, sat here, Christmas Eve. I can't wait for tomorrow. How is everyone? How have you all been? I know it's been a little while since I've come on and said hello and explained how things are, but I'm trying to change things up a little bit. I'm trying to make this podcast a little bit more entertaining for everyone. I'm trying to change how things are done. I'm trying to properly learn how to edit because let's be totally honest, I've been doing this for over a year now. I've never actually learnt proper editing or anything like that, which I wouldn't mind figuring out how it's done. If that means I can improve how this all goes for you all listening. Well, as I've just explained there, it's going to be new ways of doing the podcast. I'm going to be doing it. I'm aiming to do shows a little bit longer. You know, doing sort of 25 minutes, half an hour. Great. It's great fun. But actually, I'm not going to just aim for that now. I'm going to try and keep things going. So I'm going to sort of try and do the show in parts. So I'll record the first part. And then I'm going to go and relax for a little while, you know, chill out, maybe a cup of tea or three, some biscuits, relax, you know, all that sort of stuff. And then I'll come and record another part. And then start the process all over again where I'm going to go and chill out, cup of tea, cup of coffee, bit of food, relax, you know, and then come and record another part, should it need it. And then we carry on going, just like that. So I'm aiming for between 45 minutes and an hour long. Hopefully that's quite good. Fingers crossed, please bear with me because it could take a bit of time for me to figure out and learn how to do all of this. I know it's probably been about 6 weeks or so. I'll be honest, it's been about 6 weeks. But I'm trying to figure it out. As I've always said, I am not a professional at this at all. So that's where we're going with the show itself. And I must admit, I'm very proud and very excited with seeing how it's going. For those of you watching on video rather than listening in, you'll see I'm sat here. I've got a Christmas jumper on. I've got a Christmas hat on. In the background is a little Christmas tree that I've got in the studio and some Christmas lights. Just trying to make it look pretty. And it is nice out here, I must admit. When I'm sat here, I've put the light off and it's still quite bright. I'm going to be fair, it's still quite bright. It's nice because of the lights. So I'm going to start the day. Let's discuss Christmas. Start with the fun stuff. It's the best way forward, I believe. Tomorrow, I've got family coming over. Really can't wait. Looking forward to it. We've done the Christmas shopping, got the food in. The presents are all done. And I'm going to be honest, like I've said, it's Christmas Eve and I've still done no wrapping. I've wrapped up no presents I need to so far. Talk about lastminute.com, but you know, I'm trying. I am trying. Once I've had dinner and relaxed a bit, I think I'll get the wrapping paper out and I'll have a go. Thankfully, I've not got massive amounts of stuff to actually wrap up. Thankfully, but yeah, I mean the thought of getting family over and just having a nice relax together. I like the idea. I'm a bit of a fan. And again, it's Christmas. Santa. Talking of Santa, last night, me and Lisa, we sat and watched my personal favourite Christmas film of all time, Santa Claus the movie. Just can't help it. It's such an incredible film. And the real good thing was, they actually had it online in UHD. Wow. It was brilliant. The colours, the lighting, all sorts. It was fantastic. I mean, the film was like, I think it was 1984 it was released. I was born in 83, so I was like a year. It might have been 85 it came out, so I was maybe 1 or 2 years old when it came out. But watching it now, where it's been all sort of revamped and whatever else into UHD, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And there was one point, one of the poor reindeer, bless him, he shed a little tear. You could actually see the tear rolling down his face. It was a bit sweet, actually. I'm going to be honest. I just wanted to go and stroke the reindeer and feed him a carrot and, make him feel better. It's TV. Come on, Mike. Sort yourself out, boy. It's TV. You don't need none of that stuff. Anyway, we'll discuss that another time. But yeah, no, I must admit, I'm really hoping you all have a great Christmas. And I'm going to be fair, and this is me getting a little bit serious. I want to wish you all a very good Christmas. I hope you have a fantastic time. Because I'm going to be honest, without this podcast and without everyone listening in, things aren't necessarily as easy. You all do a lot more for me than I think you actually realise just by listening in. So, genuinely, thank you. Because you've all helped this year massively. So, I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas. And I am going to try and release another podcast before New Year because I'd like to do a bit of a recap on my year, as well as wishing everyone Happy New Year. But anyway, that's really the end of me sort of introducing the show today and whatever else. Like I say, there's a few bits I'm going to talk about. One of the main sections of the show is I'm going to do an update on how things have been, because things haven't been particularly great. I'm going to be honest. I've got to say that, but I'm carrying on and I'm pushing. On top of that, I'm going to talk about what I'm doing to stay positive, and there's quite a bit of that. I'm going to be fair. There's quite a big chunk to that section of the show. So please bear with me. As I say, this is a new way of me recording things. This is a new way of me doing this. It has always been me just sat down, chatting away, and in one hit, 25 minutes, half an hour, job done. So let's start today where, do you know what, I'm going to start explaining how things have been. And just giving a bit of an update on myself. So, as an update on myself, I think the best place to start really is going to be starting from the fact that probably a good few weeks ago now, I took quite a big decision. The painkillers that I was on, actually, I was getting a bit concerned about how they were making me feel. It was very much a case of I've got memory issues anyway, short-term memory issues that MS is causing. But the painkillers I was on, I'll be honest with you, were making me at times feel like I actually wasn't even in the room. I wasn't in my own head, so to speak. I wasn't. My thoughts weren't correct. Nothing seemed right, if that makes any sense. So I made a big decision. I spoke to my GP, and he confirmed that the painkillers I was on can cause the exacerbated short-term memory issues. So I came off them. I just woke up one morning and said, I'm done. I came off them. I stopped taking those painkillers. And it's not been easy. I'm going to be totally fair. It really, really hasn't been easy at all. If I'm honest, there's been times where the pain has been particularly bad. That I have to put out there straight away. And I would never encourage anyone else to do what I've done by way of just coming off your painkillers. But if you have the same sort of thought processes I had, and you speak to a medical professional, it is an option. And as I say, for myself, it was probably the only option available to me, because honestly, it really was worrying me, um, how my memory was going, and how I would be sat on the sofa, and the amount of times I would turn around to Lisa, I'd be sat there and say, "I don't actually feel like I'm here. I don't feel like I'm in the room," which it wasn't a nice feeling. It wasn't a comfortable feeling. So there is bits and pieces that I've done to try and combat the pain, because I'm going to be fair. The pain naturally is quite bad at times since coming off those tablets. But I'm coping. I'm coping. Now, I think since the weather has turned so much, I seem to have been getting a bit worse with pains, aches, all sorts of stuff. I'm going to be honest with you. Um, Now, I think the biggest one is it's been my legs, without a doubt. My legs have been feeling very, very weak at times, to the point where actually standing up's not particularly easy. It's not overly comfortable. So I'm having to find new ways and different ways of combating that. The biggest one is just finding something to lean on. I'll be totally honest with you. And I know that might sound quite simple, but yeah, literally just finding something to lean on, instead of um, leaving myself in a position where I'm in, say, the middle of a room and my legs go a bit weak and I fall over. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's that. I mean, my foot drop's been, actually, that feels like it's been getting quite a bit worse. With me FES machine, the functional electrical stimulation machine, it's been quite difficult, because at times, and I think it probably is where things have been getting a little bit worse, it's been quite hard to get that to actually do what it was previously doing. Now, I mean, since having that, it was brilliant. It really worked for me. I was in a position where um, I was able to move around comfortably and whatever else. I would put it between 30 and sometimes 45. It goes up to 100. At the moment, from time to time, I'm actually having to put it on 100, and even then, the foot drop's not quite going away. It's carrying on. So even with the FES machine at the moment, from time to time, not all the time, from time to time, things are a little bit tough. But again, I'm finding a way through it. I'm finding other ways around it. Now, even if that is adjusting how I hold my body when I'm walking or whatever else, there's little bits and pieces that I'm being able to do just to try and combat the issues that are arising. I've been getting quite a few of the water drop feelings on top of my head, which again is very uncomfortable, very disconcerting. You're sat in the middle of a room, sat on the sofa, and you can feel water dripping on your head, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, I'm not outside here. That doesn't make any sense. But it's happening. You put your hand on your head, and there's no liquid there. There's no water. So again, it is one of those things that it's been getting a little bit more prevalent. It's been showing itself a little bit more. But again, I'm kind of finding a way through it. When it happens, I'm accepting what it is. I'm realizing what it is straight away, and sort of thinking to myself, okay, it's happening. It's going to go away soon. It's not going to stay there forever. It's going to be there and back, there and back. Which again, I can cope with. You know what I mean? It's not a pain, that one. It's just a really disconcerting feeling. So again, it's one of those it's manageable. My back, my lower back, I'm going to be totally fair, is absolutely awful at the minute. It's very, very painful, and to the point at times it's twinging, and it's kind of doubling my legs over. You know, it doesn't happen all the time, but it is happening from time to time. And when it does, it is really, really bad. I'm going to be honest, it makes it quite difficult actually to even stand up. Where I'm saying about hanging onto a wall or whatever else, when the back goes twinge, Even a wall don't tend to be able to do a particularly good job. I mean, it was only the other night, and I'll tell a little story. It was only the other night that I was on the stairs, and that's a bit random. Bear with me a second. Okay, and I'm back. Yeah, that was a little bit strange. I'm going to be totally honest. Uh, I'm sat here, and my shed door randomly opened on its own. There was nobody outside. The door literally just opened itself and blew out. Yeah, very, very odd. Very odd. Um, that is confusing. It really is. But anyway, back to the story. So I was on the stairs and I'm not really doing much. So I'm just stood on the stairs having a conversation. And I thought I need to sit down because I didn't feel right and I didn't want to fall down. So I did sit down. Now sitting down, for some reason, I couldn't quite regulate where I was going. And I banged my head. And I actually banged my head on our chrome handrail. It kind of hurt, I'm going to be honest. It was a little bit painful. So I sort of sat there for a few minutes, got my bearings back, and I stood up to start going down the stairs. And as I stood up, again, my legs went a bit wobbly. And they went. And I'm on the stairs, and I had no option. What I had to do is I had to kind of twist my body, otherwise I'd have fallen down the stairs. So I managed to do it so that actually I fell upstairs rather than down, which, again, trying to be sensible, trying not to fall downwards because, ouch. And I did hurt myself a little bit falling up, I'm going to be fair. But again, it came down to the fact that back not right, I couldn't quite get my bearings, and yeah, it just something wasn't quite right. So thankfully, no injuries. That's a bit of a bonus. There was no injuries, and it was it was odd, very odd. Not quite as odd as the shed door opening on its own. Don't get me wrong; it's mega windy out there. It really is, but the door was shut. I mean, maybe it's the ghost of Christmas past bringing me something in. I mean, if it wanted to bring me a cup of coffee right about now, I'd high five the ghost of Christmas past, not a problem. Shake his hand and share a coffee with him, not a problem. I'll cope with that. No worries. But yeah, I mean, sort of coming away again from the sort of issues that I'm having with regards to the MS hug. At the moment, I'm going to be fair. The hug is really bad. It is absolutely awful. I'm going to be honest. Because I'm not on the painkillers, and I'm assuming it's that, plus the change in the weather, it really does seem to have caused an issue where that is actually being very squeezy. And it is, I've said it before in a poem that I wrote a very long time ago now, whereby I was saying that I've had better hugs from chucking drunks out the pub when I was a doorman all them years ago. And it's very true. It's not a nice cuddle. It really is not a nice hug at all. It's crushing me, and it feels at times like I've got like a boa constrictor around me rib cage, and it really is sort of gripping and squeezing. And I'm thinking to myself, it doesn't hurt, but it's not comfortable, and I'm not being able to breathe as deeply as I would like to. So again, I'm just having to try and readjust and figure out different ways of breathing and whatever else to make sure that I'm managing to cover everything. And then, I know it might not sound a lot, but all of those sort of things amalgamated into one are very, yeah, it's very disconcerting. The pain when it is there is, believe me, it is absolutely awful. But I'm just learning new ways of coping with it all. Because, like I've said right from the start, I don't intend giving in to this thing. I really, really don't. Now, it causes me issues on a daily basis, every minute of every single day, not a problem. I cope with it. I find ways through it. It's not comfortable. It's not nice. I don't like it. But I'm carrying on being me. That's the biggest thing for me. Is through it all, I want to be me. Now, I hope it does come across when I'm doing these podcasts. And I know it's been a while. Like I've said, it's been a while since I've recorded an episode. But I hope it comes across that I am actually quite a fun person. I'm the kind of person that is happy, and the kind of person that's proud of being me. Because, like I say, through it all, that's all I want. I just want to be me. And I think that's what we all want. I'm going to be honest. I think that's what we all want. And at times, it's not easy to be that person. But as long as you're trying, as long as you're putting the effort in, as long as you're fighting the best that you can possibly fight, what more can you ask of yourself? Not a lot. Let's be honest, not a lot. So in terms of the pain type stuff, the issues, the problems MS is causing, that's kind of where we are with it. And believe me, it could be worse. I'm certain of that. It could be worse. Could be a whole lot better, but it could be worse. So I'm kind of, in a way, I'm kind of pleased. Because I am still able to get out. And like I say, I bought a new mobility scooter because my old one, it wasn't doing the job anymore. It really was. It was finished. So on that new scooter, and I'm able to go a bit quicker on it, 8 mile an hour. You know, I'm able to get out and be a bit more confident in that respect. So I'm still able to be out of the house and be an individual when I need to be. You know, I love the fact my family is there for me all the time. They really are, and that's a fact. And I am so, so, so grateful to every single member of my family. I'll be honest with you, that's something that I have to make clear because I am really lucky. I am genuinely very lucky. Because no matter what the situation is, my family are there. They're always there. And they're always capable of picking me up when I'm not quite having such a good day. And I'm going to be honest with you, mentally at times recently, I have struggled. Things haven't always been perfect. But again, I'm continuing, I'm carrying on, and I'm fighting on through. And again, if it wasn't for my family, I think things would be a lot tougher. That's a fact. It's a cold hard fact. It would be a lot tougher. So to them that are listening, thank you. Genuinely thank you. You're appreciated more than you will ever realise. But again, coming away from the negativity type stuff, because let's be fair, and we've got to be honest, not everything with MS is positive. It's just a fact. But I like to try and make things positive. So, coming into the next part of the show, I am going to talk about the things that I've been doing to stay positive. Let's get into that. Positivity. Now, positivity really is my way of fighting back. It's my way of showing MS, yeah, you know what, you've got your day, you're doing what you want to do, but do you know what, my friend? This is my life. This is my life, and I'm going to live it my way. So, talking about the things that I'm doing to stay positive, I think we've got to start, and I'm not going to go into the family side of stuff because, as I've just explained, my family really are the most important part of that in terms of the positivity aspect. They really are. So let's do it from a different direction. Now, I know I've mentioned on my previous podcast that I'd been offered a job. I'm actually working. Okay, it's only as a columnist for MS News Today, and it's I say only for me personally. That's such a big thing. Honestly, it's something I'm so proud of, to say the very least. It's. I'm trying to think of the right words, and this is one of the issues that I'm having recently. Is short-term memory and remembering everything I want to say. So actually, you're kind of seeing this and hearing this firsthand, and on that's a good thing. That is a good thing. But I'm effectively the word I'm looking for. Freelance. I'm working freelance. So one column a week, and I'm getting to reach a really huge worldwide audience, to talk about things I want to talk about. And like I say, the level of pride that I've got for doing that is unreal. It is genuinely unreal. You know, it's not always easy, and I'm going to be fair to sit, and I sit in my studio out here, and record. I do my bits and pieces for social media and whatever else. But I sit here on my laptop and tap away and write stories, effectively. Whether that be I've written an article about how I coped and got rid of my fear of MRI scanners. That's one I'm really proud of, because I'm hoping that somewhere down the line someone could read what I've said, and even if they change what I've done just a little bit to help them, that for me would be fantastic. That's exactly the reason I'm doing what I'm doing, because somebody else gets a benefit out of it. Exactly what I'm after. So I've done that. I've written a couple of stories in terms of, I wrote one about how my year has been. It's been my first full calendar year since diagnosis. You know, I was diagnosed in August of last year. So this is my first full calendar year. So I've written a bit of a year update to explain the sort of things I've done, sort of things I'm proud of and whatever else. And that was great. I think it went down quite well. You know, and even going forward, and I don't want to say too much, because I'll be honest with you, I'd direct you to msnewstoday.com or multiplesclerosisnewstoday.com. Read my articles. Read the articles that they've got on there, because there is so much on there that is helpful. The resources on there is fantastic. It really is. There's bits on there that I've read and I'm thinking, I didn't know that. That is helpful. I've learnt something. It's all in the right place. So if you want to read my columns, that's where they are. Go across and have a little look. Let me know what you think. And again, look at everything that's on there, because it's a brilliant site. It really is. But there's that. And I'm going to say it again and again and again and again and again. It's something I'm so proud of. Genuinely so proud of. Somebody that's had 20 years in the security industry had to retire this year because of MS, and found a way of talking to other people with the condition, other people that are helping others that have either newly diagnosed or been diagnosed for many, many years. Just being able to give advice and get given advice like that. Unbelievable. Genuinely unbelievable. And I'm going to be fair. In terms of employment type, I can't go out to work. I can't go and get a normal 9-to-5 job. I can't do anything like that. I'm retired now from security. That's done. You know, retirement's confirmed from that. But I'm really enjoying journalism type work. I really am. Sitting and just writing articles or whatever, columns, however you want to put it. And then seeing them posted for the world to read. And like I say, I'm going to say it again, this is a worldwide audience. It's a massive audience. And some of the comments that have come off the back of the articles I've written, it's put a huge, huge smile on my face. I really do. It makes me feel like sometimes it takes me hours to write an article. I'm going to be honest. There's been a few that I've written in a half hour, 45 minutes. But sometimes it takes a long, long time. It's worth it. Genuinely, genuinely worth it, because it's making me feel like I'm still a useful, helpful person, and it's putting a smile on my face, and it's making me think I've still got lots to give. Lots to give. You know, I'm not sitting and doing nothing. I'm fighting. I'm finding new ways of doing that. And honestly, it is the best feeling in the world. It really is. In terms of work type stuff, it's the best work feeling in the world when I look on, it's normally a Wednesday, an article will get published, and I look on a Wednesday and go, I wrote that. I wrote that. People are going to read that. Somebody might like it. Somebody might find it helpful. I might make somebody smile with that. It is just an incredible feeling. It really is. And again, that is positivity. It really is. It for me personally, it's something that makes me sit and go, yes. Yes, it's an achievement. It's something I've done weekly basis. I can look at it and say, I'm proud of that. I've done that. Against what MS wants, I've done that. Like I say, it makes me proud. Very, very proud. And again, to anyone listening that may have read my articles and may have commented on them or whatever else, thank you. Thank you. It is massively appreciated. And I just hope I'm doing everyone justice. I really, really do. Because like I say, I'm still learning with that. Like this podcasting stuff, I'm still learning. You know, you don't do what I've done for 20 years alone, you know, doing that sort of work alone, and kind of just be able to drop into this world. So give me a bit of credit. But no, in all fairness, again, there's that. The other side of it, I'm having such good time going onto certain social medias and talking to people. Not just other MS warriors. I love that. Believe me, that is something that I find absolutely unbelievable. And I've learnt so much by doing that. I've learnt more from social media about this condition than I have from medical professionals. That's just a fact. It's not me dissing anyone. That's not me putting anyone down. That is just me being completely honest. I have learnt more from other MS warriors on certain social medias than medical professionals have told me. And again, it's something I massively appreciate. But going on, and I'm not going to mention names or anything like that, but there was a message sent to Lisa just yesterday from somebody that follows us both on a social media. And the person made it clear that when I go on and do a live video, it brightens their day. It puts a smile on their face. And even if I just do it once a week, it makes their week. Now, that is powerful. That is genuinely powerful. Because it makes my day to go online and just talk to people, to try and bring about knowledge of MS. It's something that I am grateful to have the opportunity to be able to do. It's something I'm proud to do. But to know that what I've done has has touched someone that much that they're grateful and they are happy by just having a conversation. Do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. When that message was explained to me, I'm going to be honest, I tried to hide it, but I actually did get a little bit choked up. I couldn't help it. I did feel a little bit choked up because that's kind of what I want. I want people to listen to the stories and listen to people explaining about MS so that knowledge is grown, knowledge is built. That's what all of this is about for me, is building that knowledge for people. Whether that is somebody newly diagnosed, somebody that's not diagnosed, somebody that's been diagnosed for many, many years, somebody that's got no knowledge of MS at all and no connection to it. I want that to be built. I want that knowledge to grow. So actually, again, that is something that's so positive. It's so positive. You know, it's something that makes me sit and go, it's all worth it. It is genuinely all worth it. And as I've just explained there, the social media aspect, it works. It really does work, and it's something I'm proud of, and I am grateful to those that I follow that actually that know more, because there's a lot of people that know a whole lot more than I do. Believe me, I am very much still a novice with it. That's just a fact. It is. And that's why I try and avoid medical explanations for things, because I don't want to give anyone incorrect information. I want to be able to give people information that I know is fact. So to do that, I need to talk about me, because that's the only thing that I can be 100% certain is fact, is what I tell you about me. Now, again, I'm going to talk the gaming aspect, because again, it's something that I'm really enjoying, massively enjoying, posting up gaming content, again, on certain sites, and getting some good feedback, and doing something that I'm enjoying. You know what I mean? I'm actually enjoying it. I'll sit and I'll play games. You know, the main one I play, Fortnite. Not the only one, but it's the main one. I'm not brilliant at it. Don't get me wrong. I am, and under no circumstances am I fantastic at that game. Nope, not a chance. But I enjoy it. Now, one of the hashtags I use for it is play for fun. Because, again, it's a game. Games are there to be fun. Not everything needs to be competitive. Fun, enjoyment, that is the way forward for me. And again, I mean, there was one video I put up, had over 10,000 views, and I'm thinking, that doesn't happen very often. A couple of thousand tops normally. But it made me think, again, I've done something that somebody's enjoyed. It was worth it. So yes, absolutely. There is so many things, genuinely, so many things that I'm getting on with that are positive. And I really hope that's coming across to everyone, because as I've just talked about the negative stuff, I want you to see there is also the positives there as well. Not everything needs to be negative. As much as MS tries, it ain't going to succeed with that, and it ain't going to succeed with that with me. Like I say, not every day is perfect, and not every day am I able to put a smile on my face. But most of them, I will, and I will do so because this is my life, this is my body. It is not MS's body. It's here as a passenger. That's a fact. It's a passenger that I don't want, it's a passenger I don't like, and it's a passenger I don't need. But it's one I've got anyway. So it's time it starts learning. It's my life, not its. But anyway, back to the positivity side of stuff. going out on my mobility scooter, going out with family, whether that be nipping to the coffee shop, having a coffee, whether that be nipping to a shop or whatever and just having a look round and seeing what's going on. That is the sort of stuff I'm doing that I enjoy. I really, really do love to do. And that's what's going to continue. You know, if it ain't raining and I'm able to jump on my scooter and just go pootling around town or through the parks or whatever, perfect. Absolutely perfect. If I enjoy it, I'm going to do it. Because why not? But yeah, as I say, that is where things are at the moment in terms of what I'm doing to stay positive. I'm going to finish the show today. Like I say, I'm not actually being mindful anymore of the time frames, but I don't want to sort of go too in depth at this point because this is a much longer show. So I hope this new format has worked for everyone. I hope this is fun. Like I say, I'm a bit nervous, but either way, this is where I'm going with it because I want to get this out there. I want this to get enjoyed by people. So, the last thing for me to say today, Merry Christmas. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic Christmas. Genuinely, whatever you're doing over the holiday season, enjoy it. Enjoy it as best you can. I hope you have a fantastic one. Appreciate you listening, and we will talk again really, really soon. Have good holidays. Bye bye.